प्यारे बहनों और भाइयों, दक्षिण भारत के चेन्नई शहर से आप सबको हमारा प्यार भरा नमस्कार। ये वीडियो अंग्रेजी में है क्योंकि मेरा दुश्मन अंग्रेजी प्रेस है। In any case, it's a story. It's a story of my grandfather and one family. My name is Sunil Varghese. I was born and brought up in Trivandrum, the capital of God's own country. But I have now settled in Chennai for the past 30 years, happily married to a Sri Lankan girl. In between, I've spent 1 year in the Defense Research and Development Organization in Ahmednagar, staying in an army mess. 1 year in the beautiful European island of Malta. And 2 years in IIM Ahmedabad, studying alongside the likes of Raghuram Rajan. I was also married to a Surti Kudi for 12 years. Kemcho? But the story is not about me, it's about my grandfather. Varki Shantistan left Kerala for Sri Lanka for economic opportunity. And after 30 years of service, he came back to India in the 1950s to found the Communist Party of India. He fought the election from Kottayam in the first Lok Sabha election of the 1950s. He lost. He also went to jail during the emergency, protesting against what he called Pidavum Putrim, Putrida Maganum, which translates as father, daughter, and daughter's son. The father was the father of the nation, Jawaharlal Nehru. Today his blunders are coming out. The Kashmir problem is entirely his making. So was the disastrous war that we lost against China in 1962. I can understand mistakes, but what I cannot forgive him for is for twice refusing the UN Security Council seat when it was offered to us, instead giving it to China on a platter. Today we have to go and beg China to proscribe a known terrorist like Masood Azhar. The daughter Indira was smarter. She actually cleaved Pakistan by liberating Bangladesh, which is a great thing. But with her ruinous socialist policies, she kept India down with a typical Hindu growth rate of 2 to 2.5%. The son, of course, is known for sterilization and the excesses of the emergency. Rajiv Gandhi was a good man, but he was a victim of his circumstances. I believe he would have made a much better second prime minister in his second term. But one cannot forget, he left the economy in ruins and the treasury empty. Yashwant Sinha, who is now very critical of Modi's economic policies, would remember taking our gold reserves to London and pawn them to pay for our imports during Chandrasekhar's time. And then there was Narasimha Rao, probably the third best prime minister India ever had. He unshackled the economy. But you know how unfairly he was treated in death? No place even in the party office by the granddaughter-in-law. After a period of confusion, we had the second best prime minister India ever had, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, who is recognized as such by even the opposition now. He actually left India shining in 2004. But then 10 years of loot and corruption during the UPA had really left us in bad shape. We also had the Mumbai attacks, where our commercial capital was attacked and there was no retaliation. Rahul Gandhi is now showing spunk. So much spunk that he lies to the nation by calling the Chowkidar a chore. The Supreme Court pulled him up. He only regretted. He should have had the grace to apologize. Most of his 15 years in politics, he's not been qualified, not sincere, not even interested. And today, he just flouts Nyay as a solution for everything. Nyay is actually Anyay, my friends, because Nyay will only lead to higher inflation, higher GST, and a lazy workforce. Bhaiyo Behno in UP and Bengal. In UP, we have seen governance for the first time. Law and order has improved. The holy river Ganges is clean for the first time. The Kumbh Mela, the largest congregation of people anywhere in the world, was held successfully without a security issue, without any garbage, and in an orderly fashion. And our Pradhan Sevak washed the feet of the sanitary workers to thank them for keeping a Swachh Kumbh and a Swachh India. Earlier, multi-stage elections were because UP and Bihar were lawless. Today, there are 7 stages in an election only because of one state, West Bengal. My dear Bengali dadas and dadis, you deserve better. You're smart and intelligent, probably the elite of the country, I know, because you're the best in a game that I play, bridge. First, the Marxist stummed development for so many years, and now you have a goon gang ruling West Bengal. Tola collections, election intimidation. For the local body elections, I believe 1/3 of the candidates were elected unopposed, because any opposition to the TMC would be threatened, kidnapped, or even killed. This is not democracy, my friends. And the chit scam, it's enriched a few individuals, many of them in the TMC. But who has this hit? The money comes from the poor people of Bengal, my friends. I challenge Derek O'Brien, an open challenge for a debate on English television on the condition of healthcare, law and order, electoral violence, booth capturing, booth blocking. What is happening here? Why Derek O'Brien? I welcome Manishankar Iyer, Akhilesh Yadav, Mehbooba Mufti, and most particularly Navjot Singh Sidhu. How can you demean the chaiwalas and the chowkidars? How can you insult the honest, hard-working Indian Sidhu? Sidhu, are you a Buddhu? You hug the Pakistan general and slander our Prime Minister. So bad. To continue with the story, I was in Colombo 2 weeks ago and was surprised by the lack of security there. Our car was not checked as we drove into the Cinnamon Grand, one of the hotels which were bombed. I hardly saw any security. I asked the security at the airport on my way out, "Where is your gun?" He smiled and replied, "Sir, we are a peaceful country now." These words are ringing in my mouth. When my wife, Srihari, was driving down the length of the country from Jaffna to Colombo on Easter Day, even as bombs were going off in the churches and in the hotels of my wife's country, the Queen of the Arabian Sea was reduced to tears. Obviously, it was a planned, sophisticated, coordinated attack by the Islamic State. India had actually given advance warning. But because of the internal politics and complacency, they never took any action. Friends, these attacks could have been in Cochin or Kolkata, only because of the unceasing vigil and brilliance of our National Security Advisor Ajit Doval and the brave and consistent stand of our great leader Narendra Modi that no bombs have fallen anywhere in India for the past 5 years except Kashmir. Don't you want your children and grandchildren to live in peace? Vote for security. Vote for Modi. Fir ek baar, Modi Sarkar. Friends, you have a choice. On one side, a bunch of dynast and corrupt parties. Now we have the granddaughter-in-law, great-daughter-in-law, and great son-in-law, Robert Vadra. Congress, are you a political party or a family business? On the other side, we have Narendra Modi, the best Prime Minister India ever had. And I'll tell you quickly why. 4 reasons. Number 1, macroeconomics has improved. We are the fastest growing economy in the world with the lowest inflation. Ease of business has gone up. Number 2, he has delivered essentials to the poor. Houses, toilets, electricity, cooking gas, insurance, mudra schemes. Thirdly, he has ensured security for our nation. He's kept Pakistan and China at bay. Fourthly, he's cleaned up Delhi. There is no corruption there. He's provided us Swachh governance in a Swachh Bharat. Vote for development. Vote for Modi. Vote Lotus. Let the lotus bloom and Bharat prosper. Jai Hind.